Hi there everybody, today we're just going to look through converting lengths, masses and volume. Obviously conversions you need to be aware of, and obviously the more you kind of see them, the more comfortable you'll get with doing them. So I'm just going to run through them essentially. So lengths tend to be used these days in metric. Alright, so millimetres, centimetres, metres and kilometres tend to be the ones that you come across more than anything else. So I was going to run through the conversions. So there are 10 millimetres in 1 centimetre, alright. So convert centimetres to millilitres, you do need to multiply by 10. There are 100 centimetres in a metre. So convert metres to centimetres, you multiply by 100. And of course, there are 1,000 metres in a kilometre. All right. So some of the kind of keywords to kind of concentrate on is that idea of centi, obviously being 100, and kilo being 1,000, because it comes into a variety of other different aspects. All right. So they're the kind of the conversions. So if you're converting the other way around, then of course you just need to divide, all right? But big tip for you, and you'll see this mentioned when I talk about converting square and cube numbers. So if you convert it to a smaller unit, you're going to multiply. If you convert it to a bigger unit, then you need to divide, all right? So 7 centimetres to millimetres, well, the conversion is 10, all right? And because my unit is getting smaller, I'm going to times, all right? So 7 times 10 is 70. 3.2 kilometres to metres. Well, my unit again is getting smaller, so I'm going to go bigger. So I'm going to times it by 1,000, which is 3,200 metres. Right, so 450 centimetres to metres. Well, I'm converting from centimetres to metres, so my unit is getting bigger. So you're going to divide by 100. That's the conversion. So 4.5. And if I'm converting 500 millimetres to centimetres, again, my unit is getting bigger. So I'm going to divide it by 10. It's going to be 50 centimetres, all right? Okay, so they're the main rules for lengths. So let's have a look at masses. So very, very similar in terms of how it kind of put together. So you've got milligrams, grams, kilograms, and tons, all right? So tons you need to be more familiar with probably, but essentially you've got 1,000 milligrams in 1 gram, 1,000 grams in 1 kilogram, and 1,000 kilograms in 1 ton. So really, really straightforward in terms of masses. It's all that idea of 1,000. It's just a case of how many thousands, isn't it? All right, so I'm not going to run through the tips again because it's the same kind of idea. So 3 kilograms to grams, the unit is getting smaller, so I'm going to times by 1,000, 3,000 grams. I've got 6.4 grams to milligrams. Again, my unit is getting smaller, so I'm going to times by 1,000 again, which is 6,140. Making sure you obviously take the 0 over as well. And then convert 9,200 grams to kilograms, or grams to kilograms is a little bit more than this one, all right, because it's times by, well, divide by 1,000, isn't it? So it can be 92. And then 24 kilograms to tons, well, my unit is getting bigger, so I need to divide by 1,000, which is going to be 0.024 tons, all right? So that's massive, so that's quite straightforward, all right? You just need to know each of the words, and of course the fact it's all times by thousands. All right. So the last one is volume. So volume is given is milliliters, centiliters, and liters. All right. Sometimes obviously centimeters cubed. All right, or millimeters cubed, all those kind of things. But I'll talk to you about that one in a second near the end. Right. So 1,000 milliliters is 1 liter. 100 centiliters is a liter. All right, and 10 milliliters is a centiliter. All right, so there's a couple of things in there, so that's a centi and milli. All right, we don't get kilo with these ones that don't exist. All right, so I'm going to kind of leave those same tips. All right, so if I'm converting 5 liters to milliliters, all right, well the conversion is 1,000, and that's the one you see more often than anything else, if I'm honest. Then you are going to, because my unit is getting smaller, I'm going to times by 1,000. 8.6 centiliters to milliliters, well that's a conversion of 10, and because my unit is getting is it getting smaller? It's just getting smaller, isn't it? Yeah, centiliters to milliliters getting smaller, then I am going to times by 10, which is going to be 86. And then here we go, so convert 50 centiliters to my unit is getting bigger, or centiliters to liters, you're going to times by 100, so I need to divide by 100 because my unit is getting bigger, so I need to make it smaller. And I've got 70,000 milliliters to litres. Well, again, it's getting smaller, so I need to divide it by 1,000, which is going to be 70 litres. All right. Now, just to kind of clarify, when I mentioned about volume being in centimetres cubed, which it often is in exams, well, 1 litre is 1,000 centimetres cubed. All right, 1,000 centimetres cubed. All right, so I'll kind of refer that to this one over here. So 1 litre is 1,000 centimetres cubed. All right, so 1 centimetre cubed is 1 millilitre. All right, so it's kind of worth kind of pointing that one out at this point in time. So yeah, 1 litre is 1,000 centimetres cubed, and 1 centimetre cubed is 1 millilitre. Okay, well that kind of wraps it all up. All right, so please go to maths-school.co.uk. Obviously have a bit of practice on some of those kind of questions, and if you're not sure of anything, then please revisit the video and the content and whenever you feel like it. Cheers then.